Welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a while, but I'm glad right now we have something to talk about. It's not as controversial. Okay, again, when do we ever talk about controversial things? But it's something I find interesting. Is Apple leading in the mobile gaming scene? My name is Carl Francis. Let's talk about it. Apple had an event 2 days ago and they unveiled their iPhone 15, their new AirPods Pros, their Series 9 Apple Watch, and yeah, I think that's about it. But I found something very interesting while watching the event, and that is the chip on the iPhone. Now again, after every year, we hear the same things that, oh, it's 10% quicker, it's 17% more efficient, and most of those things we really don't pay mind. Just want the newest thing. You want it to be able to run your games since the gaming channel, or your applications, or for cloud, you want your friends to know you have the latest things, sure. But this time when they were talking about the chip, they talked about its GPU capabilities. And then they said, this is the next level of mobile gaming. Now I thought, they might be thinking, oh, maybe you can play Angry Birds in 4K, or dial it up to 120 frames per second for Clash of Clans or Solitaire, or maybe better color accuracy in Code Mobile. I don't know. Until they brought on Ubisoft, Hoyo Universe, and Capcom to make presentations during their event. Right? Now Ubisoft was saying they were able to run Division Resurgence smoothly on the new chip, on the new iPhone chip. It's a mobile chip. Resurgence is a console game. A console game on a mobile chip. Capcom, on the other hand, said that it is able to run Resident Evil Village, which is 7 I think, and the remake Resident Evil 4, which is slated to be released I think later this year for console. But iPhone squeezed their way in, and their chip is able to run these games well enough, because I saw they were able to run like ray tracing scenes at 30 frames per second. 30 frames per second, ray tracing scenes. That is incredible on a mobile chip. Those are the things you get on a RTX graphics card. That is impressive, Ubisoft added that next year, beginning next year, they will have released Assassin's Creed Mirage, the one that they're releasing. I don't know if it's releasing this year or next year, but the next installment of Assassin's Creed is also going to be released for iPhone 15. Not the mobile version, the actual console version. And to me, I was like, that is an interesting concept, because this whole time I thought mobile gaming was just a space that developers were now going to consider to make games for, which is still that space. I think I never really put it into consideration that our mobile chips could reach the point of processing console level games. It's not the same as having Code Mobile and then the console people are having Modern Warfare 1, 2, 3 this year. That bridges the gap, now that you can share games without losing quality of service. Or they release this game on console, just wait a few months, it's on iPhone. I thought this is possible because iPhone kind of is like a mobile console, every piece of it engineered to work so closely with itself, as in they have control over most of the components that they put within Apple. They make the iOS, they make the chips. Okay, again, they may not make them, they must outsource, but optimizing it with iOS, they still take that extra effort. For example, your average Samsung phone, again, they get Android from here, they get Qualcomm from here, try to merge them, they get a battery, they get a watt, and so you find that Apple is doing like quite impressive things in a small form factor with like smaller specs compared to like an Android phone, Same applies to Mac. The M1 chip is impressive. It's like, have you seen its battery life? It's incredible. And it can do like things like photo editing, video editing, but that's the same as a console, A console, each and everything has been engineered to work so well with itself. 4K ray traced videos, so easily, and like the read speeds, like you have seen the quick resume on an Xbox. To To this day, I don't get how those guys did it. For those who don't know, quick resume is a function on the Xbox where if you're playing a game, you pause it, you have somewhere to be, cool. You can turn off the PC. You can turn off the Xbox. When you come back and you want to continue the game, you just turn it on and go back to the game. It will be there where you pause. That's crazy. But someone could say, we have had Xbox Game Pass, the streaming service, and we've been able to stream games on our mobiles straight from the Xbox service. So mobile gaming, right? And like full games, be it Diablo, be it what, which is great. But I guess the distinction is in Xbox is a streaming service, meaning the processing is done on their servers and then it's just your network just helping you. Whereas iPhone is boasting that their chip can run it, meaning it's onboard processing. You have the game on your phone and you're playing it on your phone. I believe those are two different kinds. Again, we're still all mobile gaming, but I feel like that's the next step, right? Because we are making our chips smaller and much more capable. Like that would be the next step. You remember when a computer used to be a whole room? Now it's small enough to be on a desk. Scratch that, it's small enough to be on your lap. Scratch that, it's small enough to be in your pocket, right? But then I guess the power kept reducing the smaller you got. But in increasing time, the power has been catching up. But ultimately, Xbox Game Pass will have better reach than iPhone. Because again, all you need is Android version 6 and above, iOS 10 I believe, and a reasonable monthly fee. I'm not sure where it lies right now. It's between $8 and $15. That's also if you're in the countries that it's available for. iPhone on the other hand, you need to dish out. The starting cost is you buy an iPhone. I don't know if it's in the Pro only, but to be safe, you have to buy a Pro. So the initial entrance is $900. Again, we don't know more details about how it works. Imagine the space. Console games take a lot of space. So if I have, Division on my phone, does it take the 100 GB? So I can't buy a 128 GB iPhone. So maybe it's also marketed for higher storages on the iPhone 15. And again, the day that iPhone 15s will be common, they'll be on like iPhone 25. Because right now people are still scrambling for 10, 10s. Not really scrambling, but that's where some people are, like general public. Maybe 11 at best. That's 4 generations behind. But I guess what piqued my interest is just the concept. I never thought of that. A console game running natively on a phone. We have seen Steam Decks and the Nintendo Switch, which have been built to be gaming machines, but now this is something that can call and what, but then turn it to the side, and so far it doesn't look, it's just 4 games, But then I was like, think about if a lot more games, if bigger games caught on, Now imagine if EA releases Sports FC, EA Sports FC 24 on mobile, like the actual game, so you can play with console people or with other mobile people on your phone. That would be interesting. Again, I'm not thinking about it in the sense of iPhone did it. So I'm thinking, in my mind, I'm thinking of iPhone. I'm just thinking of a phone being able to do that. That would be crazy. Like, I want to give honor where it's due, and that to me was very interesting. Sure, they made a watch that does this, but I feel like that motion is annoying to annoy me the whole time. I'll give honor where it's due. Like Apple has been doing wonders with their chips. The chips that they have taken time to try and have a hand in, rather than waiting for someone else. Because their M1 chips, their M2 chips have done wonders on like the laptop scene. And by that I don't mean, they did the beefiest thing, but like photo editing and video editing on a mobile chip. And that idea grows, because now phones will push themselves into a cross-platform kind of scenario, or just earn themselves a sector. Like, as I was saying, like imagine if a game is being released and then they just say wait a few days or a few weeks, and then it will be available on mobile. Not the mobile version, the same game, Assassin's Creed Mirage was coming out, and then Jade was coming out for mobile. So mobile feels, oh yeah, we got a game, but you're not in the main, because if Mirage follows the same storyline, you kind of feel like you're missing out. But now, if Mirage can run on iPhone or phones, and then any other game can, you are now in the gaming space. But maybe I haven't looked around enough. I might be talking a lot of big nothings. But we're here to learn, If there's something I have missed, if there's something I do not know about, because again, the only examples I could find countering this is Game Pass, which I think is a great idea. But if there's any other option, please let me know. Is Apple really pushing the graphics in mobile gaming or the capability? If you have the answer to that, please let me know in the comments. But what do you think? Do you think this is something to be excited about? As either Apple getting into the mobile scene, or like taking such a great stance, or like for the mobile gaming itself, because replace the Apple thing with any of the phones that you have. But then again, yeah, we need to have to buy like Intel. But like if it was Snapdragons and But tell me in the comments, let me know. And as always, thank you very much for watching. Please like if you liked the video. If you didn't like it as well, then just type that I did not like it. Write down in the comments any ideas you may have about the Apple event. We could even rant about it. I don't know. I love reading people's comments. Yeah, if you enjoyed the conversation, please consider subscribing. My name is Carl Francis. God bless.